This is hopefully new fuel filter woes. What's up everybody? My name is Elliott, but you can call me the Motory Notary. And remember, you can't spell Volvo Wagon without lagoon. And this Volvo V70R behind me is kind of like a lagoon because until I bought it a week ago, it had spent the better part of 3 years outside, meaning the outside of it got beaten by the sands of time and all of the fluids inside of it are kind of stagnant and lagoonish. But today, I'm gonna do something about that. Yes, today I'm going to be performing a tune-up on the Volvo V70R behind me, or at least its first tune-up in a long time. And to do that, I ordered a whole bunch of parts from Rock Auto, or Mineral Auto, for those of you in the know. Let me go grab it real quick. Ah, yes. In here is a whole bunch of stuff that Volvo people call a stage 0 for these cars, meaning basically plugs, coils, and filters that should waken this car right back up. But first, I need to get some other stuff out of the way, mainly this car, so that way I can put this Volvo on the lift and do all of this stuff properly. Let's get to shuffling. All right, the cars are shuffled, and I told you the Corvette moved. I actually took the battery that was in the Malibu and put it in there, but it doesn't quite fit right, so the little side door has to stay off of it. And I actually feel kind of bad for it because the Corvette got kicked off of its lift for the newer, hotter Swede. Although, now this one looks like it's been smoking for a few years. Either way, let's get this thing in the air, get the oil draining so we can start this refresh process. Okay, well, the car is up in the air now. Let's take a look underneath it. This is the first time I've ever seen underneath it, so I really don't know what to expect considering it's just sitting in a field-ish for 3 years. First glance, it is surprisingly clean. I was definitely expecting it to look more rural under here. Everything looks intact. There's still rubber here, so that's good. Rubber breaks down over time, but the boots look okay. This guy could use probably some love. Overall though, I was definitely expecting to see a lot more sticks and grass and stuff. So this looks pretty good. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and drain the oil and we'll get this tune-up process started. Okay, the oil is all drained out and I went ahead and put the new filter in. No need to show the entire process. So the next thing we have on the lagoon of fluids list, we'll have to go over here and get a filter. Consult my box of filters. This is what we need next. And this is apparently the world's biggest fuel filter. Knowing that the gas in this car is over 3 years old, the fuel filter must be at least that old as well, and it's just been soaking in bad gas this whole time. Let's go take a look at the old one and see where we're at. So, ooh, the old one is this crusty fellow right here, which if the outside is any indication, it is pretty old. So now I'll have the fun of getting gas all over myself while trying to get an old fuel filter out. But this is all just part of the game of making this Volvo right again. Let's get messy. First stage here is I need to release this little Schrader valve. It's kind of like a bike valve. Hopefully this should take all of the pressure out so fuel doesn't spray absolutely everywhere. Now, there we go. That was some gas. Okay, that's what the rag around my arm is for. Okay, now I have my special fuel filter pincher tool, and this is designed to get both ends of this thing at the same time. Of course, now the lift is in the way. I'm gonna want my pan. Maybe I'll get this end since we're already over here. Okay. Oh, missing the pan. Now, I'll just do the same thing to the other side. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. This is why you have the pan there. Yeah. Holds a lot of gas. Okay, I've switched camera angles now because the new one's going on. Now the new one has arrows that show direction of flow, like a lot of filters. I guess the filter in your house, for example. Hopefully it just snaps right on. Okay, no tool. Ah, yeah, just click. Gotta wrangle this whole thing back up like that. Ta-da! Okay, so got it in there. Let's take a look. This is the old guy. I know on the outside you can't tell, but it is visually much, much grosser than the one I just put in. And this is the new one. Looks so much better, and hopefully will filter out much more gas to come. So now I can lower the car down and we can put fluids in it and then begin on the spark plugs and coil procedure. So let's get this Swede out of the air. All right, now we can finally put some fluids in the old Volvo. Now, knowing that this car has been sitting for so long and probably has like an inch worth of carbon buildup all over this thing, I know better than to just put oil in it. And that's why we're gonna fill it up with automatic transmission fluid Type F. This is what goes in Fords, since this was from the Ford era of Volvo. This should clean the car out, no problem. Let's get to it. I'm just kidding. The cap says to put Castrol in it. The owner's manual says to put Castrol in it. So I've got a big jug of Castrol to put in it. We're gonna fill it up, start it up, and this will be the first time this thing will have clean juices pumping through its veins in quite some time. So I'm excited to see how it sounds. Let's get to filling. Okay, car is filled. Now I'm just gonna test start it. No reason it shouldn't start, but I always wanna make sure. I've had bad experiences, you know, after the Malibu and whatnot. So let's give this thing a test fire. This is hopefully new fuel filter woes. Gotta prime that fuel filter, hang on. Hey, there we go. See, I told you it was a fuel filter thing. Whew, that made me really, really nervous. All right, let's go listen, make sure no oil's spraying out anywhere. Boy, that made me super nervous. All right. Oh, look at that. Calmed right down. Nothing spraying out of the bottom. That's good news. Now we can move on to the next part of this tune-up. The tune-up. That was dumb. These guys. Coils and the plugs underneath them. This should be fun. Okay, first step here is to remove this big honkin' charge pipe that's in the way. I've already loosened it over here. Now I just need to loosen it back there, and it should just jump out of the way. So 1 second. What is going on? Oof. Okay, charge pipe gone. Get out of here, you coil. Woo! Good seal on that one. That was a great noise. So this one has actually already been replaced. It's the only one that doesn't look original, but it's not a Bosch, and I just got a whole new set of Bosches, and that's what Volvo recommends. So while I'm here, while I'm doing it, I might as well do all of them. But now that I've got this off, I can also get the spark plug out. Let's see how that looks. Okay, first plug out. Doesn't look great. Too bad. Going back in place is a set of NGK Iridium Sparky Boys, and I'm just gonna put the tiniest wipe of anti-seize on here, put it in, and we should be in the money. Now, I'm gonna tighten it by hand first because you do not want to cross thread a spark plug. Lost my socket down there. Never said I was a professional. There we go. And going back up top is a Bosch ignition coil. So fresh. This is like fine wax paper. You could make cookies on this. What a beautiful coil. Made in Slovenia. On you go. Okay, cylinder number 1 done. Now I just have to repeat that entire process ×4 across the board. But don't worry, for you, it's gonna be sped up. Let's get fast. Okay, plugs and coils are on, and take a look at how beautiful this is. Obviously the rest of the engine bay is dirty, but you can see those brand spanking new coils right up top there. And as much as I want to start this car up right now, there's also two more things I need to do. One, I need to take care of this air filter right here, and then I'm gonna do the cabin filter. And after that, this thing is gonna be breathing clean, it's gonna have clean oil pumping through its veins, and it's gonna have fresh, lightning hot spark ready to go. This thing should wake all the way back up, and that's what I call a tune-up. So let me replace these filters real quick, and then it'll be time for its first official start. The stock one is kind of funny. It's like a conical air filter. This actually looks exactly like a filter for a shop vac. It's dirty, but it's not the worst in the world. But either way, it'll be good to replace. Let me go get the fresh one. And there we can see the difference. One is brighter yellow than this. This is browner. That's basically it. But either way, the car is gonna be much, much happier with this fresh filter. Close her back up. Okay, the charge pipe is on. It was a bit of a battle, but it's solid on there. Now we can move on to the cabin filter, which most people would say probably not a big deal, but on this car it's been sitting outside for 3 years, as I've mentioned, and who knows what's in there. So let's get that going on because the car is going to be breathing clean now. Now I want to breathe clean. Let's go see what the old cabin filter looks like and swap it out. I've been told that this next part is nasty, so I'm going to put down a trash bag to protect my blue carpet. Oh, man. Oh, my trash bag kind of failed. Look at this. That is why you clean out your cabin filter. That's what you're breathing in. And in this case, I was breathing in field mice or something. This is a lot of debris. Gross. Okay, guys, so quick story. Mineral Auto has let me down. This is what they sent me, and this is what belongs in there, and there is an obvious size discrepancy. But quick trip down to the Volvo dealership actually had one in stock. So this is what I'm gonna put in, and hopefully that'll be that. Now let me struggle to put this back in. One moment. Now the moment of truth. After all of that, will it start? Let's see. I'm liking my chances. That's making some noise. All right, let's try it. It started right up. Amazing. And no check engine light because I just unplugged the battery, which maybe that'll come back, but maybe it won't. Maybe I fixed it. So let's let this thing idle for a minute and let's see how it drives. The big test here to see is if it's still breaking up at those higher RPMs. But man, I'm just glad it started. This is awesome. Okay. New oil going through its veins. Fresh air it's breathing. Let's see how it does. And I know everybody says there's some sort of bushing that goes in my Spaceball here so it won't clack around like that. I will get one as soon as I find one. It's running happy, but let's see if it's still breaking up. Nope. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It pulls so much harder than it did. Oh my gosh. I thought it just had a little hesitation, but all the power was still there before. Holy smokes. It's like a whole new car. This thing is fast and it makes such cool noises and it's not stuttering and stumbling. Oh, you guys, this is a keeper. This car is freaking awesome. That was worth it. All the work was worth it. And put on my AC. Ah, that fresh cabin air. Ah, I had no idea I was breathing in sticks and bugs this whole time. All right, I gotta turn around and try that again because that was pretty sweet. One thing I will say, awful turning radius in this car. All right, here we go. And power. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yep. The plugs, the coils, the filters, everything woke this thing right up. That is seriously incredible. Oh, I'm gonna get into some trouble in this thing. But on the outside, it's just a wagon. Nobody knows that I'm like packing some serious power under here. This is incredible. Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta get this thing back to the studio so we can wrap this up and talk about what's next. Okay, so that is a tune-up in the Volvo V70R. I had never previously driven one of these, and I kind of thought this one was as fast as it was going to be, just stumbling a little bit. But it turns out after coils, plugs, and filters, it woke this thing way up. This thing is like twice as fast as it was the day I brought it home. I cannot believe how fast it was. And if I'm impressed with it now, I can't imagine how people felt in 2005. This must have knocked people's socks off. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, Elliot, you didn't do a full tune-up on the car. You didn't do the timing belt or water pump. And there's a reason for that. Well, a couple of reasons actually. One, I needed to get some information off of the engine before ordering the timing belt. And two, I'm not entirely sure if I actually want to do that service myself. I actually might take it over to the dealership, oh no, just to see what they will quote it on. And while I'm over there, I'm actually going to see what they think is wrong with the car entirely. So tune in next week when I take this Volvo over to the dealership to see what Volvo themselves say is wrong with this car. I appreciate you guys watching today. Be sure to leave a like and a thumbs up on this video. It greatly helps my YouTube performance. Follow me on Instagram. I usually try to post a little preview of upcoming episodes there. Like me on Facebook. Join my Facebook group. It's a great place to share memes, and I'm usually in there interacting in the comments. And other than that, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe on this video, and I will see you guys on the next video.